Hey sweethearts, how you doing? So the other day I wanted to replace some coaxial cable. Coaxial cable is basically the cable, the old school cable that comes from, Spectrum or Time Warner or whoever your TV provider is. If you have an antenna, it also uses this cable. Maybe your internet also uses this cable, right? So this cable is still in use quite largely, but I want to replace the cable I had at my house, and I went to buy the cable that I needed and the length I needed, and it was 30 bucks. I thought that was kind of expensive, so I looked around and I found this kit here from Klein. It's also around 30 bucks, but I get a cutter, I get a crimper, and I get a stripper, plus a few connectors and a nice carrying case. And then I was able to buy this cable itself for it was either 13 or 19 cents a foot, so it was pretty cheap. And all in all, it cost me a little bit more to make my own cable, but now I have the tools, and next time I need to make cable, it's going to cost me less. So that's the idea. A lot of times you can save money, but it's always in the long run, right? So today I'm going to show you how to cut, strip, and crimp on connectors to the end of coaxial cable. So what we got here is a kit from Klein Tools to cut coax cable or coaxial cable and splice on a new connector. So why would you want to do this? Well, for me, I was getting a bad reception. I have an antenna on top of my house, and I wanted to make sure it wasn't the antenna, so I replaced the cable first, and sure enough it was the cable, this one here, that was old and messed up. So I'm going to start by going through the tools. Here we have a nice multi-cable cutter. So as you can see, it's got a nice jaw there for cutting cable, and it does a few other things, right? You can put a wire in there and snip it off too. Alright, it's got a nice cutting end at the tip also, right there. Then we have a coaxial cable stripper, and I'll show you how that works in a little bit. But it's conformed to your hand, right? That way you can just stick the coax in there and cut it for all-day use, I guess. Maybe if you're work for Spectrum or something. And then it comes with a third tool called a compression crimper. So this crimps the ends onto the coax cable. You just stick the cable with the end in here, push down on it, and it crimps it. So I'll show you how those work in a little bit. And the kit also comes with a few ends free. So I was lucky enough where I walked into the clearance part of Home Depot and found some on clearance, but as you can see, they weren't very clearanced out, right? Wow, I saved $1, but still, I guess saving $1 is better than not saving anything at all. So I got these extra ones here just in case I ran out of the ones that come with the kit. Alright, so let's take a look at how we do this. First, this is just an example, right? So this is an old cable I'm going to throw in the trash after this video. Open up your crimpers. They got a little lock here. I'm sorry, not your crimpers, but your cable cutters. Cut the old end off. Right? Then this nice cable stripper has a little tool there where you snap the stripper gauge into place. You open up the stripper with the palm of your hand, and you can see it open right here. Let me see if I can get that closer so you guys can take a look at. When you push down on this, it opens up. Okay, the way this thing works is that you stick the cable into the stripper and then give the stripper a few turns, pull the stripper off, and now you can see there that you got a nice stripped cable, right? So there's some wires hanging out here on the outside of the cable. you want to go ahead and pull those wires back, right? So you pull them back. Those are the grounding wires. And then after you have those pulled back, then the next thing that you want to do is get one of these weatherproof F compression connectors. Stick it here in the compression tool, right? It only goes in one way. If it doesn't go in nice and neat like that, right, it won't go in the other way. Then you slide the coaxial cable inside. Make sure it's in there nice and tight. Hold it firmly and then give it a good squeeze. And there you go. Right? Looks pretty good for me. So again, right, doesn't take too long to put one of these ends on, and that's how you strip coax and put a new compression fitting on the end. Again, these are F-type compression fittings. Here's your assignment, kids. Tell me the name of 2 of the tools that I used in this video, and look around your house or your apartment or wherever you live and tell me where you find coaxial cable.